Hello and welcome back to the Somnium Files. Last time we finished Mizuki's route, and now we're taking the other branch.
Could you spare some time?
I finally remembered about the warehouse. I did it. I did everything.
No. What? Wait, okay, well that, I could have won another few, I didn't need to stop there. That probably would have been a better ending point. Oh, boy. Okay. So, she's lying, probably?
I didn't do this last night because I wanted to give you a chance to calm down. How are you, now that you've slept on it?
What are you talking about?
I'll be honest, I don't think you're the killer. You're giving us a false confession.
No, it's true. I kidnapped that witch, I took her to the warehouse, and...
Put her on the table and pulled her eyeball out?
Yes.
And the polar bear costume?
I bought it through mail order.
And you were the one wearing it?
Yes, that's right.
So the connection is so to the Kumakura, wait. Shit. I'm suddenly blanking on exactly what it was. MoMA. Kumakura, my goodness. So to the Kumakura to her. Maybe there's more going on? Also, yeah, that's what I was talking about. There's that area there that if the fucking forklift went through and it happened like it happened in the dream, we would have saw it there.
Date, the criminal has confessed. Arrest her immediately.
You got to the top of ABIS acting like that?
I heard that she used to be an actress.
Sounds about right.
Can't I look back at her and just chide her? Whatever. Okay, well... It's a false confession. I know we saw stuff in the past that changed... So we saw stuff in the other route, the other big branch, where things could change, could conceptually change, based on what happened in the dream, and it wasn't just a matter of different information. Legitimately, something outright changed. Somehow. So it's impacting something outside of stuff, but I don't think it's impact... So the only thing that really makes sense is the idea that maybe we're transferring information, basically. Like the thing with Iris, it really made more... I guess they never really addressed it. They never really said, oh, Iris got, like, even just, like, a feeling that she should be worried, and that's why she ran off or something like that. We haven't really addressed that in a hot minute, have we? I wonder. But I have gotten no impressions that we can straight up change something like who the killer was. Okay, were you the one who stabbed Oda?
Well...
Make her address that part pretty quickly, yeah.
You were in the polar bear costume, right? That means you stabbed him.
Yes! I stabbed him! With the knife I brought from home. I wasn't trying to hurt him. He fought me, and then it just...
She knows about the knife, so there's obviously information she knows. The fact that she confessed without us, like, prompting her with any information, too, means she definitely knows a lot more than she's probably willing to admit. You know.
My son is under that witch's spell.
Which. I would sort of like to get to the bottom of what the hell you actually think's going on with her.
Merchandise, concerts. She's bleeding him dry.
So you're being metaphorical.
I wanted to snap him out of it. I wanted to save him.
So why did he take out her eye?
Because I just hated her so much.
Well, then your entire confession falls apart. Because if that's the reason you took out the eye, that you just hated her so much, then you wouldn't have done it to the other victims.
Killing her wasn't enough.
Why do you want to stream it online?
Because the world needs to see that witch die.
Just a quick question, Mayumi. Do you know anything about online streaming?
I'm not stupid. I might be old, but
You might be old, but you also have dementia, and unless you have a reason to learn how to actually set up streaming and stuff like that, you probably aren't gonna actually have that amount of information, are you?
Could you explain it to me?
huh?
Step by step. Just tell me what you did.
I can't explain it in words.
Then you didn't do it, because you can definitely explain that in words.
It's more like muscle memory. I was able to get it working after trying a few times, that's all.
That is such a bad excuse. Where do you get the camera and laptop?
I picked them out of the garbage.
That's probably a better excuse, because if she tried to make an excuse as to like she bought them somewhere, like we know that they were bought secondhand, right? But we'd be able to track where they were bought secondhand, right? Because we know that. Or maybe I'm I guess there's other ways we could have known they were bought secondhand at the very least.
Which garbage?
I don't remember. It's true, I planned the whole thing.
Hey, oh boy.
What do you know about the Cyclops killer? We call the criminal we're after the new Cyclops killer.
I know. They killed Shoko Nadami and Renju Okiura.
That's right.
They?
Both corpses were found with their left eye pulled out. Same as Iris. This leads us to believe that the crimes were all committed by the same person. So this person in the polar bear costume, they are the new Cyclops killer. And you're telling me that person is you? You killed Shoko and Renju?
Yes, I killed them.
You just said they. Oh boy, you're easy to provoke. He legitimately, Date, good job there. He legitimately just like backed her into a corner and forced her to give an answer she could not back up in any form to commit to his story, instead of thinking of something that might have actually been defensible and actually might hold up a little bit. What was your motive?
Isn't Renju Okiura the president of that awful company where the witch works? He's just as responsible, using her to steal time and money from vulnerable kids. And I'm sure he was debaucherous and degenerate. That man is the root of all evil. That's why I killed him.
I'm happy I don't have Mizuki with me. What about Shoko?
Renju's ex-wife, right? I did it to get to him.
How? What does that even mean?
But the two divorced 4 years ago.
That doesn't matter. The bonds of matrimony are eternal.
In your opinion, I don't think Renju felt the same way.
You are really starting to aggravate me. I answered your questions, so there.
What obvious bullshit. When and how did he kill her?
Well, I don't remember.
What do you mean you don't remember? Do you really think that lie is gonna work?
memory disorder.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Are you really gonna rely on that? Are you really gonna... So, what you're saying is that we can't trust your memory, including your memory of supposedly trying to kill Iris.
I don't always remember everything. It's not my fault.
But you remember the cold storage warehouse.
There are times I remember and times I don't remember. It changes.
Date, Mayumi is not lying about that in particular. There are circumstances that might cause selective memory. For whatever reason, her memory might not have been stored properly in her mind. This is not uncharacteristic for those suffering from dementia.
Okay. Why are you lying? It's so obvious.
I am not lying.
You're bad at it.
You do know that perjury is a crime, right?
I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I killed Shoko and Rinju, and I tried to cut that demon witch in half.
If you were really so committed to doing this, why would you turn yourself in when the main thing you're trying to supposedly do has not been achieved?
Date, there's no point in letting this go on. She's clearly lying.
You seemed convinced earlier.
I was kidding. I don't think she's the killer.
I am the killer. I am.
Right now, we have to rely on hard evidence. The Odoroki Man chocolate that Mayumi bought was found at the warehouse.
If Mayumi was at the scene before Ota,
She may have seen the criminal's face.
You know what I'm going to say, right? Date, sync with her.
Got it. Yeah, she's not going to tell us. She's not going to be upfront about anything because she's trying to hide. Like, she's not trying to protect Oda, at the very least. At least not his involvement within.
Pewter, we're going to sync with Mayumi Matsushita. Prepare the machine.
What happened?
The sync machine isn't operating to capacity. Yesterday's sync, well, suffice to say, Ota and Date were not too compatible.
Should I be
Compatible?
Should I be happy about that?
I'll give you the big picture. To get the synchronization working properly, I had to push the machine pretty hard. And now, it's not responding.
How long will it take to fix?
16 hours, at least.
You have 8.
You've got 8.
There we go.
But that's impossible.
So we can't sync yet, huh?
But we need to, or this investigation is going nowhere.
Well, 8 hours is about a good night's sleep.
Date, I suggest we go to Matsushita Diner.
That too.
We may be able to find some clues.
Okay.
Good idea.
Wonder what Odo has to say about her confessing.
Pewter, we're counting on you for those repairs. I'll be back in 6 hours.
But you said 8. Please, you have to give me at least 8.
That Pewter, always so humble. He'll have it done in 6.
Ooh, maybe 5.
Yeah, Pewter is just that kind of guy, you know?
Hey, this is a hostile work environment.
I agree. Oh my. Oh my. Still, again, 8 hours does sound like a nice night's sleep.
Why would Mayumi lie?
She is probably protecting someone.
Presumably she's trying to protect Oda through a few jumps in protections. Protect someone who might do harm to Oda if she doesn't protect them in some way, whether that's physical, mental, or economical in terms of harm to Oda. Again, they haven't had a store open in how many years, and he has enough money to just, go buy another phone. Oh, let's remember his lucrative job of being an unpublished light novel author.
But who?
Surely you know by now. There is only one person Mayumi would want to protect that badly.
Well, it's gotta be Iris, definitely.
Mayumi hates Iris.
It's the perfect cover.
I doubt she would protect her.
See, that's the one lie.
You're right.
That's the one lie that we're buying. That's the one believable lie. She really loves her. Come on, that's gotta be true. Mizuki!
This is bad. His condition is worsening.
Give or take.
Perhaps we need to increase the dose. Or reduce it?
I can hear you muttering, you know.
Right, you've, So I've assumed that dose probably has to do with the, so my theory on this is Date is the body of the original Cyclops killer, right? So, in the dose has to do with, the lack of, stuff being created in his body and stuff like that. How would that have anything to do with, bringing up Mizuki? Are you just being mean?
Congressman Sejima has no connection to Mayumi.
Well, by a few degrees, he probably does.
Or do you know something I don't?
No, sorry. Just a guess.
No need to apologize. I know that the brilliant mind of Kaname Date wouldn't waste my time throwing out random guesses. I am sure I will agree with you once you explain your reasoning. In detail.
You don't have to bully me. I was just thinking out loud.
I wonder if that would have shown up if we hadn't done the other stuff that revealed So's involvement.
It's Ota.
It has to be.
Does Mayumi think Ota is the killer?
Last night, Ota left Matsushita Diner with Iris.
Well, that's a fair point, too. She might just think that, in the same way Oda was protecting her, because he was afraid she might be.
Mayumi saw the whole thing.
But Ota was stabbed in the stomach by the culprit. Does Mayumi not remember that?
No, that isn't quite it. It is possible that she thinks Ota is responsible for everything.
She thinks Ota stabbed himself?
Yes.
Why would he do that?
Well, if she's aware of the flower knife, then obviously the flower knife got there via her doing something. And let's say that... I still think that she probably knows who's in the polar bear costume and is just protecting them for some reason, which is why it took her basically all day to actually come forward with saying, I remember now.
Before I explain, I would like to hear your thoughts.
Oh, I've been saying that.
What do you think about the possibility that Ota is the new Cyclops killer?
Impossible.
Yeah.
Why?
Why? The van's pretty important.
The van was stolen while Iris was in the passenger seat. We know that whoever did it is the culprit we're looking for.
There is a chance that Iris was not in the passenger seat. She could have been driving.
Wrong. We found Iris's fingerprints on the passenger side, but not on the driver's side, right? I don't think that possibility exists unless we're going to presume that she was specifically going out of her way in order to, put on extra gloves to stop fingerprints.
How so?
Iris could have taken the wheel herself and driven to the warehouse.
But forensics only found Ota's fingerprints on the wheel.
That can be explained. It is possible that Iris covered her fingertips with her sleeves.
Would you go to that much trouble? Also, wouldn't that show signs? So they found Ota's fingerprints, but if you were if you were covering your hands with your sleeves and placing your hands in the same place most people are going to place them on the wheel in order to drive, wouldn't that show disruption to the fingerprints that were in the normal places that you put your hands? I suppose they could be different between the two, but and I suppose Iris did show a sign of being involved in all this when she, brought the body of Renju. We're sort of ignoring that part, yeah.
Iris had her left eye pulled out. Ota would never do that.
Have you considered that she pulled it out herself?
What?
Or even asked Ota to do it? Perhaps she ordered him to.
An interesting thought. So the presumption is that Iris is acting under orders from another person? So the assumption is that in this case, that Ota and the polar bear have to be the same person. That it was only those two people there.
In yesterday's Somnium, Ota and the polar bear.
That was just a dream. It doesn't necessarily reflect what happened in reality.
But the nature of the Somnium means that they can't, like, intentionally hide stuff. This is how Ota saw it, them as two distinct entities. We could say that maybe they didn't fight, maybe they didn't do all this sort of stuff, but at the very least, I think it's very safe to say, based solely on that Ota himself, which is the important part here, thinks of them as two distinct entities, which sort of throws it away, yes.
In short, Ota and Iris are accomplices. This was all a performance.
A performance?
Iris drove the Matsushida's van. Ota drove the station wagon. They went to the warehouse separately. Then, they prepared the live stream. Iris anesthetized her left eye and removed it. Either that, or she asked Ota to extract it. After that, Iris took her position on the table, and Ota donned the polar bear costume and started the saw. Consider this. In the stream, Ota and the polar bear were never on screen at the same time.
True. That means Ota went off camera, took off the costume, and then...
Stay away from Tessa!
Perhaps Mayumi witnessed the entire event. It is also possible that Mayumi knew what the two were up to.
So she lied to protect Ota.
Yes, but this is only a theory.
Yeah. Having gone through the other one and knowing about So does sort of, make that a lot less compelling, but yeah, I don't really believe either. I still think the dream is strong enough to say that it wasn't him.
Consider the possibility that Iris killed Shoko and Renju.
You can't lie like that in there. Sure, the Somnium stuff isn't exactly reliable as a one-to-one, claim as to exactly what happened and whatnot, but the general details, stuff like that, I think you can take with some confidence. Like the idea that So, when we went into his Somnium, knew who Iris was. That sort of stuff.
Then, this whole thing was to get her off the suspects list. That's why she pulled out her eye and had Ota stab himself. It makes it look like there's another criminal involved.
I will repeat myself in saying that this is only a theory.
Yeah, I obviously don't buy it, but it's interesting that we're even going this round after all the other stuff I've done.
It is one of many possibilities.
It's possible, but I don't think it's very likely. They wouldn't go that far just to avoid suspicion.
Date, you must consider the mental state of the serial killer. Shoko and Renju were both exposed and displayed. And they both had their left eye removed while they were still alive. Whoever our killer is, it is clear that they are sociopathic or even psychotic.
Is it just me, or is Aiba pushing really fucking hard on this for some reason? Like, more so than she has ever done on anything in the past. At least on, a serious matter.
We can't rule anything out.
Or jump to conclusions. Don't jump to conclusions. Insisting really fucking hard on this, though. Okay. Think Oda's gonna be here? Iris is
Ota,
still in the hospital.
why are you...
Why did you arrest Mom? You said you were gonna clear her. Why?
Did I actually arrest her? I suppose after confessing I have to at least arrest her. I guess. And then go, you know, not believe her. Try to figure out why she's lying. Oh, I guess you don't know that she's trying to confess, do you? Well, you've calmed down at the very least. Goddamn Oda. Oh, that's probably... Yeah, I don't see the picture frame over there anymore, so it's probably... his mother, him, and his father. Okay. You doing okay?
Okay? How could I be okay?
Well, I think you were in the hospital in the other route at this point.
I got stabbed by a serial killer.
Well, you're still out of the hospital.
Easy, kid. You're gonna open up your stitches.
Yeah, why?
When I was in the hospital, the police came to me. They told me that my mom confessed. I couldn't believe it, so I went to the police station. But because she was under investigation, they wouldn't let me see her. After that, I didn't feel like going back to the hospital. That's why I'm here.
It's not like she's under arrest properly.
You asked me why your mom was arrested earlier, but she isn't under arrest.
What?
I spoke with her as part of my investigation, yes. But as a source of valuable information, not as a suspect. Mayumi confessed, but it's highly likely that she's lying. So we haven't issued a warrant for her arrest.
That's what I've been saying. Mom didn't do it. She's innocent.
Who are you trying to convince at this point? Is Iris the criminal?
Word is going around. Maybe Iris was the one who killed Shoko and Renju. And you and her planned this warehouse incident to get her off our suspects list.
Word is going around,
No way! Tessa had her eye.
She could have pulled it out herself, or asked you to do it.
You're kidding me, right? Do you really think I would do that? I was fighting for my life against the criminal.
That wasn't caught on camera, though. Neither was the part where you got stabbed.
You're saying that I stabbed myself?
It wouldn't be the first time you faked something, would it, Ota?
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Yeah, we're gonna turn him back against us. That's the neat thing. They really were suspicious of us and scared of us. Obviously, they're caught up in whatever's going down, or Iris is at the very least, but, you know.
I'm telling you, I didn't!
Then why is Mayumi protecting you?
Mom is protecting me?
Your mother is stubborn. She's lying to us because she's protecting someone. The only person I can think of would be you.
Why?
Apparently, she thinks that you're the criminal.
Why would she think that?
Your guess is as good as mine. Got any ideas?
Maybe because of her condition. Mom has dementia. Maybe her memory is just mixed up.
Can that also cause you to have false memories?
Everything is my fault. It's because of me that Mom is... I know how it looks now, but back in the day, the diner was doing pretty good. You know Bloom Park is close by here, right? People who visited the park would stop here a lot. But ever since the explosion 8 years ago...
The chemical plant accident?
Yeah. We're just barely outside of the restricted area, but... because Bloom Park closed, the number of customers dropped by a lot. The diner didn't last much longer. When this place closed, Dad started working at a Chinese restaurant chain during the day. and he was a security guard and traffic cop at night. Mom worked as a janitor. They were both working hard and barely got any sleep.
And you?
I was just a high school student at the time. I was such a dumbass. I thought it was totally normal to have both parents working, so I didn't even get a part-time job. And they bought me a PC and Idol concert tickets. I had it good, but we were drowning in debt.
And how are you getting money now? You don't exactly have a job, do you? I suppose he might have a part-time job or stuff like that, but... Sure haven't seen him go to any.
There's a loan on the house and the diner. Mom and Dad didn't let this place go. There are too many memories here to give it up. So they slaved day and night to keep it open. They worked and worked and worked. Thanks to them, I was even able to go to a good university, but right after I started, Dad...
Passed away?
Yeah, he had a heart attack. From overwork. But even then, I didn't get it, you know? I didn't appreciate how hard they worked for me. Even when I wasn't taking college seriously and getting bad grades, my mom didn't say a thing. She just smiled and told me that it was okay, even when I told her I was going to drop out. Mom, I'm thinking of dropping out of college.
What? Why do you want to do that, Ota?
I decided that I'm going to become a writer.
Wow, a writer. Oh, that's a good goal to have.
That sounds like a mother trying to be supportive.
But you really should finish college. You worked so hard to get in.
You don't understand, Mom. A writer has to put all of their time into their creativity. I won't have time to go to classes.
Yeah, or idol concerts, or watch streams, and etc., etc.
Plus, I'm friends with the editor of a publishing company. I'm definitely going to have my first book published.
Is that right? Well, Ota, if you say so, I won't stop you. Do what makes you happy. You'll turn out just fine. I know you can do it. And no matter what happens, Mom will always be on your side, okay?
Unless it has to do with witches.
Ever and ever. I'll always support you, Ota.
Even if you need to murder someone. I'll smother them out for you. You lied about the editor thing, right? Or did he actually have a friend?
Yeah. How do you guess?
Well, it didn't take much, I imagine. I more figured that you had a friend. And probably not your friend anymore.
It was really just a few texts back and forth. But I was thrilled. I thought I could make it as a writer because of that. But it's impossible. I know there's no way I can be a writer. I've never even finished writing a novel. Not even once. I always give up after the first 5,000 words. To even apply for the amateurs contest, you have to submit 10 times that. But Mom, she kept supporting me.
Is this all just like being laid on you now? Are you just realizing this at this moment?
Not long after I quit college, Mom was always smiling at me. But I think she was starting to slip mentally. One day.
Oh, what's wrong, Ota? Do you have the day off from school?
Are you being sarcastic?
Oh, right. You don't attend anymore. Oopsie, I totally forgot.
How can you forget your own son's career choice?
Sorry. Anyway, are you hungry? You haven't eaten anything since this morning, have you?
Are you kidding?
What?
I ate breakfast and lunch already!
Oh, did you? By the way, Ota, what's living at the dorms like?
Why are you making fun of me?
I'm not teasing you, honey.
Don't fuck with me!
Yeah, that's quite a reaction. That's probably not a good way to handle that even if you didn't know about it. Even if it wasn't then. Even if it was actually teasing.
Mom got sick because I'm such a piece of shit.
No.
I was only thinking about myself. I didn't take care of her. I was so stupid, I didn't realize she was sick. I thought she was messing with me. I was so cruel to her for no reason. And she got worse and worse.
What's that picture?
Turned it.
Looking at this photo reminds me. One time, when I was a kid, I said something really bad to Mom and Dad, and they scolded me for it. And it's not like it was an apology or anything, but Dad and I gave her a Mother's Day gift. My mom was so happy that she cried. That's what this photo is from. Why did it turn out like this? I'm such a bad son.
Hey, Aiba.
What is it?
I don't like Ota one bit,
Agreed.
but I can't imagine that this guy's the criminal.
Same.
Why is that?
Hearing his story made me think that he's not such a bad guy.
Oh, I think he's bad in certain ways, but there are obviously limits most people have. The bad things people do are usually not because they want to do bad things. They're usually because they think it's justified in some form. They rationalize it in some way.
Your presumption is illogical.
Human beings are illogical. We're not like you AI. We can't be logical all the time. But we make up for it in one very important way.
What is that?
Intuition.
Do you find that useful?
At times. Aiba, let's go back to the cold storage warehouse. We might be missing something.
Understood.
Intuition's an interesting discussion to have, because often it's not really based on anything. I think logically there's no real reason to think that he's the killer. I think there's no reason to rule him out entirely that he was accomplice to Iris in that whole theory. But I don't think there's anything strong enough to really actually pursue it, basically.
Date, weren't you going to check the warehouse?
I was, but a thought occurred to me.
Oh, really? What's that thought? Is it something to do with the crane?
Just like my you-know-what.
What is your you-know-what?
It said it could pierce the skies, so
It could only be one thing.
his drill.
Oh, your ego?
Yeah.
No, not my ego.
I get that reference. That's a reference I get.
Aiba, what's in this box?
Your favorite kind of reading material, and a lot of it.
Academic research papers on criminology?
No, the kind that features gratuitous nudity.
Academic research papers on criminology that features gratuitous nudity. Oh, that is his favorite.
Aiba, are you sure that Ota took this car?
As I've already explained, the security cameras at the Famisto parking lot saw the entire incident clearly.
Also,
So it was definitely Ota who drove it here.
Why are you stating the obvious?
so did the security cameras not catch whatever happened with the van, too? Also, rip the guy who owns it. Their car's just, like, basically unavailable for the next several days.
Iba, who drove the van here?
There are two possibilities. The van was hijacked from...
So this is all old information then?
We found the chocolate Mayumi bought on the floor of the cold storage warehouse. But that doesn't prove she was actually at the scene. If she was, how did she get here? She wasn't in the van or the station wagon.
Of course, a different car. I will search for all vehicles that were in this area from Sunday night to Monday morning.
Have we not done this? Iba connected to the end system server and began her research. She got her results in no time.
Found one hit. A taxi.
Where's that taxi now?
It is parked in Lemniscate's parking lot.
At Lemniscate? Why?
Unknown. But we should speak with the driver immediately.
Sure should. I guess we're not going inside then. That's fine. Go, 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 go! I'm guessing it's just gonna be a random person. Maybe? Maybe.
Hey, got a minute?
Are you talking to moi?
What?
Moi?
Date, now is not the time to be distracted by this old man's diction.
Old man?
Mind if I ask you what you're doing here?
Moi? I am but a humble taxicab driver.
There we go.
I'm with the police. I have some questions for you.
What a design. Is this one of the people that we haven't known about? Not on here yet, at least. We still have 4 of these that have not been touched. Well, hello with you and your not amazing chest. You want to get some food sometime?
Huh? I can't hear you.
God damn it! I walk close to the receptionist.
Oh, you asked me out before, didn't you? But it's kind of complicated. I told you, I am reptilian.
But you were just joking, right?
No, I'm serious.
That could be hot.
I only eat vegetables.
Oh,
I am fairly sure she means vegetarian.
hot damn. Well, I'm pretty okay with that. No, we don't go walk back over here. We keep talking to her. We keep talking to her. Is it business as usual here?
What? You gotta come closer.
Okay. Every time.
Well, what can I say, you know? The biz is harsh, schedules are tight. If we shut down for even a date, we'd throw everyone else's schedules off. So they want to avoid that, of course.
And that's the entire conversation. Okay, one more. God damn it. Yep.
Oh, I can't believe Tessa became a victim too. It's like, seriously, can you not?
I know.
What if I'm next? Freaks me out.
Oh, you could be. Oh my goodness, maybe.
Date, could you introduce me to some big, strong man who can protect me?
What about me?
Nah. I'm sure you'll be fine on your own.
No, I'll totally die.
Well, if you keep up that reptilian diet, maybe. Sort of a shame. Date didn't offer himself to be the bodyguard of such a poor, innocent woman. Also, what are you... Okay, wait, first of all, what are you doing here?
I have just finished conveying my client from Tameke Sano's studio. I was informed that the visit here would be brief, and thus I have decided to wait in this lobby.
Okay.
I was born in Kawago, Saitama.
And why do you talk like that?
I don't know what you mean. I've spoken this way all my life. My parents speak with the same vernacular.
Okay. I imagine that one probably does... That joke that they're making with his voice probably doesn't translate immensely clearly.
Did you drive this passenger on Sunday night?
Ooh, I did indeed. I remember her well. The old hag.
Old hag?
I took her on a tour of the streets of Tokyo. Our ultimate destination was the warehouse district in Ariake.
Why didn't you report this to the police?
Report it?
You don't know about the incident at the cold storage warehouse? It was all over the news.
No, I'm afraid not. Newspapers and television news programs have never been much of an interest to moi.
Yeah, even if you're not big on that sort of stuff, it's good to keep up to date.
I recall it was around 10 in the evening. Near the Kawasaki district, an unassuming restaurant named Matsushita Diner. That's where I picked up the old hag. And as soon as she stepped foot in my conveyance, she was already barking orders at me. Follow that van, hurry! I must admit, I found it rather exciting, just like an old chase film. I, of course, insisted that I be paid up front.
She had the money to do that? Interesting. Also, I thought you were going to say you found it exciting to be ordered around.
We pursued the van for roughly half an hour. Suddenly, the van came to a halt at a convenience store.
The Famisto along Koshu, right?
Precisely right. I am surprised you know that. In any case, I knew that the jig would be up if we were seen following the van. So I decided to drive past it. I parked at the 8 store, but 100 yards from there, while waiting for the object of our pursuit to make its next move. The old hag suddenly spoke up. I have to buy something, she declared, then made her way into the 8.
This must be when Mayumi bought the Odoroki Man chocolate.
But why?
A few minutes later, the old hag finished making her purchases and walked out. And then, at that very moment, I witnessed the van jet off at great speed down Koshu. I hurried the old hag inside my vehicle, then resumed the chase. We followed them for roughly half an hour more.
I see. If the driver's story is correct, Mayumi did not know that Ota was left behind at the Famisto.
Makes sense.
Mayumi thought Ota was in the van the whole time.
Okay.
We then arrived at a splendid manor. The van entered the premises through the front gate and disappeared from view. We, of course, could not follow, so we waited outside. I estimate another 10 minutes passed. The front gate opened once again, and the van drove out, and we pursued. But 30 minutes later, our pursuit was foiled again.
What happened?
The van drove into the restricted Kawasaki district. The old hag, of course, demanded that I follow. But I was not about to risk my license and livelihood. Instead, I parked on the road and waited for the van to drive back the way it came. But of course, we knew it might not take the same road back. In fact, we were not even sure the van would be coming back at all. But the old hag was not keen on giving up, so we began our stakeout.
Really? This is a big addition to the story, eh?
About 45 minutes later, the date had changed at this point. It was 12:25 a.m. on Monday.
How do you remember the time so well?
Well, you see, I always keep my radio dial on the same station. I remember precisely which programs were playing during this endeavor. Thus, I can approximate the time.
Okay.
I see. Please continue.
You're a great witness, I might add.
At 12:25 a.m., the old hag's tenacious gamble paid dividends. The van returned down the same street. And thus, we again made pursuit. I kept considerable distance. We had come so far, I did not want to get caught now.
So we definitely need to go check out Bloom Park again. You think maybe that was the point her eye was taken out, maybe? I've sort of been figuring that the cold storage warehouse probably would have been the staging point for when things were, happening.
But my caution backfired. I lost sight of the van in the Ariake warehouses. Without so much as a thank you, the old hag popped open the door and took off toward the warehouses. I waited for some time, but the old hag did not return. The goose was cooked at this point, so I made the decision to return home. I am glad I had the foresight to ask for payment in advance.
Okay. So she didn't leave via any of that. Which means she could have been in the polar bear costume. Technically.
I follow your story. I have one more question. Where is this manor the van stopped at?
Oh, every taxi driver in the city knows that residence. It is the personal home of Congressman So Sajima.
Sajima?
Mm-hmm.
Why did the van go to So's house?
We need to speak with him immediately.
Agreed. Let's move.
Okay, well, thank you very much. You've been probably the best witness I've had. Just in terms of just being knowledgeable, you have your memory and your story straight, you have all that stuff. Thank you very much. I'm not sure exactly what sort of joke they're trying to make with the whole, accents, but, you know. He also has a weird design. There are a lot of weird designs in this. I'm less complaining, more just, you know, pointing it out. Hey, killer.
There's no one here.
Indeed.
Suspicious.
I don't see So or his bodyguards.
I do not detect them either.
Let's go inside.
Ooh. We're actually gonna enter inside without, you know, taking a bullet to the head.
Hey, Iba. Do you smell something funny?
You are aware that I do not possess the sense of smell, correct?
But you're connected into my brain. Could you process that?
Oh, right.
Oh no, is there gonna be a dead body?
There's something strange about this vase. Ugh.
What is it?
This is definitely where the smell is coming from.
Maybe
Is there something inside?
eyes, maybe?
Maybe, but the opening is covered by a metal plate.
The lid is fixed with a bolt. It will not open easily.
Yeah.
Then, as is standard procedure,
Break it? Oh, x-rays. Eyes? Okay, that's... Oh, so much for a happy ending in the other one. Who would have done this in this case?
What the?
Date, destroy the vase!
Got it.
Oh, okay. We think it was Boss. Oh, that's a lot of fucking blood. Without the eye.
So Sajima?
That is the head of So Sajima.
Left eye is hollowed out.
This is most likely a crime committed by the new Cyclops killer.
How long do you think he's been here? You think this happened on the same time? Well, no, it couldn't have happened the same time it happened to Iris because of the other route.
Do you have an estimated time of death?
Today, sometime between 11 a.m. and noon.
Based on what, exactly?
That's about when I was talking to Ota at Matsushita Diner.
Okay.
At that time, Mayumi was in police custody and Iris was in the ICU of Central Hospital.
We don't have many options left, do we? Boss, maybe? So if Boss thinks it was so I am no longer convinced that it was so, because So could have died, and then whoever was doing it could just been like, okay, we'll let him blame it on him, or something like that,
They have not moved.
and just stopped. So just arresting someone doesn't exactly make it a sure thing they were the ones doing it.
That means Ota, Mayumi, and Iris couldn't possibly have committed the crime.
There's the whole thing about, Mizuki's mother being best friends with, Iris's mother, right?
Assuming that this is the work of a single killer, those three can be eliminated from the list of suspects.
Ota, Mayumi, and Iris are not the new Cyclops killer.
Right. By the way, why is there no one in the mansion? No bodyguards, no housekeepers.
I do not know.
Does So have family?
So Sajima's wife died in labor 30 years ago, giving birth to their son.
People and their ages. Oh, fuck, right! Didn't he say something about dying to their father? 30! Okay. Okay. You know what? I forgot about that. I forgot they made that mention at the end of the last one. I was so distracted by everything else going on. 30 years ago. Okay, that definitely confirms it. Okay, so current running theory. Date was the original Cyclops killer, at least in terms of body, 30 years ago. So knew about it, was connected to it, all that sort of stuff, enabled it and whatnot. He was arrested at some point. Number 89 was a detective that was going through the story that he said, and at some point they synced with each other, and he absorbed both their memories because they stayed in too long. Date was left with no memories, and then Date basically was taken up by ABIS and then trained to basically be, you know, a new person. Okay, current theory. Current fucking theory!
Their son is currently living abroad.
Sure.
So lived here alone?
Sure.
Do you find that suspicious?
No, just...
Date, a call from Pewter.
Connect me.
Date, the sync machine is up and running.
Actually, don't need that right now, don't worry. I suppose we still need more information about what she saw, but you know.
You can sync with Mayumi now.
Oh, thanks, Pewter. But there are more pressing matters now.
Did something happen?
Yeah, I found So Sajima's body, with the left eye hollowed out.
What?
I'm at the Sajima household. Send the investigation team over.
Why so?
I can answer your questions when I get back to ABIS.
Got it.
Date, what is your plan?
Plan?
Wait until crime scene investigation arrives?
No, there's something I need to do. If that taxi driver was telling the truth, Mayumi was at the warehouse yesterday. And we know the chocolate we found at the scene was hers. Maybe she saw something. Maybe she knows something we don't. Some kind of clue or information about the culprit.
I'm actually sort of happy about the order I've done these in. Makes it seem like So has to be the one, then suddenly this. And with that little teaser of what happened with Boss, could it be Boss that went and did it? Maybe the boss is like, yeah, it has to be him, or something like that. Like, it had to have been him there because of the blood thing. The blood thing's pretty definitive, and he might... I guess it doesn't say that he did the ones previously. It doesn't necessarily say that. Maybe Boss has basically enough knowledge, it's like, yeah, it's gotta be him. He's the only one that would know about all this stuff he's trying to use. Because that's still my theory about So, that he did them. He did the previous killings. But maybe he didn't do them himself, but he basically did them in order to... He did them in the way he did in order to deflect from it. And maybe Boss basically decided, and that's the reason what's happening in the other one, that they, decided that, or she decided that, okay, well, I'm just gonna kill him, and I'm gonna set it up like one of the murders, and they're just gonna blame it on, you know, that person, that sort of thing. Which might be what happened here, maybe.
Then...
Yeah, we're gonna sync with Mayumi.
Okay. It's a piece of shit, but I don't wish that, I don't wish that fate on any of these guys.
Date, a large-scale investigation of Sosejima has already begun. At this very moment, the media is already swarming outside the building.
Really? Doesn't matter. The sync is what's important. If we sink into Mayumi's brain, that might help us find the real culprit.
I understand. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Then, let's begin.
Hey, look who isn't around! Boss! It is amazing how, like, every different direction they take, it makes it seem like it's someone else. This story has been impressive at holding its cards close to its chest, even when it seems like it's revealing them. Even when it seems like it's revealing them. I guess that's one way you can make just, like, the diverting storylines more compelling, by having all of them seem like they're giving you like, something resembling an answer.
Where am I?
But none of them are. At least once you get to the other ones.
Where is this?
Man, the order you play everything in.
Oh, silly me. This is my house.
The order you play everything in would determine your your experience in this so fucking much.
Huh? What happened to me?
Holy moly.
This is Matsushita Diner, though it looks odd. Likely an effect of the dementia.
I wonder... I wonder if the story really is every single fucking person at some point or another is involved in actually doing the killings. Every single person that we've known and been, like, actually connected to. Boss, Pewter, some form they have been. Oda, Iris, they've been accomplices in some form as well. So, obviously. Mayumi was this, I suppose. It seems like Hitomi, Iris's mother, seems like she's probably involved with Mizuki's mother at some point. Mizuki, I suppose, is an outlier there. Renju, definitely. Just so many people. Next thing we know, the receptionist is going to be the true killer.
Then we need to help remind her.
Do you think such a thing can be done?
This diner means everything to Mayumi. If we do what we did last time and reproduce the actions from Mayumi's memories, we could help her remember everything.
Is this what you call your intuition?
Told you it was useful.
Well, if we must. Somnium scan! Activate!
Five of them, eh? Fun. I was about to say, is there going to be a sixth? Okay, well that's probably a good place to end this for today. I'll see you all next time. Drive safely, everyone.